So most days, I train twice a day. I run in the morning, I either lift in the evening, or I do one of my Hyrox simulation or workouts, circuits in the evening. And in order for me to do everything I want to do in a day, be full-time CEO of BPN, be a father, be a husband, and then be an athlete, I have to knock out that first workout. I have to knock out that first run in the morning before my family wakes up. So my alarm clock goes off at 4:30 a.m. every morning, and I'm running by 5 a.m. So that's what we're doing this morning. We're running 8 miles, 5 a.m. Today's run calls for just an easy, comfortably paced aerobic run. So we're going 4 miles out on my normal running route, 4 miles back, and we'll be back to make breakfast before my kids wake up, before my family wakes up, and that first training session for the day is done. I truly believe that one of the keys to having a successful and productive day is to own the morning. And for me, to own the morning, there's 3 ingredients. There's 3 parts. 1, wake up early. 2, move your body in sweat. And 3, have moments of solitude. Solitude is this time, place, and space where you are in your own internal thoughts and you minimize, you remove the thoughts, ideas, opinions, and perspective of others. And you need those. We need these moments of solitude. And for me, that's how I own my morning, that's how I own my day, and that's how I keep making progress towards my goals.
Just as you take my hand, just as you write my number down, just as the drinks arrive, just as they play your favorite song, as your body disappears. No one will wind up like a spring before you had too much. Come back and focus again. The walls have been reshaped. They got a Cheshire cat grin, all blurring into one. This place is all.
Now this might sound extreme, but running has transformed my life. It has changed my life. And for some of you, you may 100% and completely resonate with that. But then for another part of you, you might not. And if you don't resonate with that, I would encourage you, keep running. You may not have been running long enough to experience the clarity that running can bring you. Now, my running coach, Jeff Cunningham, has said it best.
It's interesting because sometimes people say, I gotta go out for a run to clear my head. I don't know if it's so much as clearing your head, but allowing you to have clarity into what's rattling around in your head. You get some of your best thinking done while you're running, and then also get a lot of clarity into things that have gone on either in the past or are going on right now.
There's this emotional connection with running that I've personally experienced that I haven't been able to find anywhere else in my life. And that's why I think that if you truly dedicate time to running, it can have this significant impact on everything you do. Clarity is organized thoughts. There's so much going on in this thing for all of us every single day. And if we can allocate a little amount of time to organize the chaos up here, man, that can transform your life. It can change it. Just like that. Just by doing this. And not every run is going to provide those moments and opportunities of clarity. Sometimes when I go run, it takes 3, 4, 5 miles to reap the benefit of that clarity, of that creativity, of that solitude. Those first couple miles, they might suck, they may be uncomfortable, and they may not provide that clarity you're hoping and wanting for. But keep going. Be patient in that weakness. Some runs, I don't get any clarity, and it doesn't feel good. It's uncomfortable. My legs hurt. I'm tired. But I promise you, more runs than none will transform your life. They've made me a better leader, a better father, a better husband, a better person, just for me personally and professionally. So it's not extreme. I'm not over exaggerating. It has that ability. Running has that ability. Okay, 8-mile run complete. We were moving a little faster than anticipated, but I was feeling good. I had a tempo run yesterday, so typically coming off of a tempo run, I'm holding faster paces because the perception is already slower. So we had 7:04 minute per mile pace, 56 minutes, 36 seconds. Like I said, 8 miles. Based off of Garmin heart rate data, which take with an extreme grain of salt. If you're gonna measure heart rate, it should definitely be an external chest strap that connects to your watch via Bluetooth. My watch says 137 beats per minute. That felt aerobic, I felt comfortable, I could hold a full conversation during that run. And if you're not measuring heart rate, another good way to kind of subjectively determine if you're running in an aerobic zone or not is if you could have a conversation during that run. If you're running, you could have a conversation with someone where you're exchanging dialogue the entire way through, you can consider that aerobic. So either use objective data, subjective data, but get your easy runs in, get your aerobic runs in. That is a morning run complete before the family's up. Gonna go make breakfast, wake up my daughter, give her her Charlie Chino, and head into the office.
Individual stars float in the ocean of God, rocking the beaker in the saddle while I'm visiting Mars. Egos bigger than Jupiter, I'm breaking the bar.
So we are currently heading to one of our supplement manufacturers to work with the team, and we have a few products running today. We have G1M Sport running on the line, which is actually me running a little bit later this afternoon or this evening. And this morning we have whey protein running on the line. So we'll take you guys with us to one of our supplement manufacturers, show you the process, show you what goes into bringing these products to life. We are 35 minutes away. It is 9:30 a.m. and it's time for meal number 2. So we got some ground beef, ground elk, rice, buffalo sauce, coconut minos, and hummus. Actually, Landry, could you do me a favor and hand me those beets?
I got you.
Of course, we stopped at Buc-ee's on the way. If you pass a Buc-ee's in Texas, you gotta stop at the Buc-ee's. So today we got Steven behind the camera, we got Landry over here, we got Jake driving, we got our trusty sidekick, the Pickle Beats. Let's see what, oh no, that's a lot of beet juice. All right, this is gonna be tricky. Let's see what Buc-ee's is working with. I don't know if that looks like a beet or a testicle. Let me just make sure. This Pickle Beats. I will say, that's a good beat. Boys, help yourself to some beats today. I'm gonna eat this meal, get fueled up, and then go into the manufacturing facility to make some supplements. There's not many videos where I'm this covered from head to toe, so take a good look. Doesn't happen often. I don't wear pants often.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, so if y'all want to grab some white lab coats.
We had never seen it before.
We've got about like...
Okay guys, we are kitting up and we're heading to the line. Right now on the line is whey protein being run. So we'll walk out there, walk you through what's going on and every part of the process. So right now we are on the manufacturing line and what's being run is vanilla whey proteins. As soon as you move into this room, you can smell the vanilla whey protein. It's delicious, it smells amazing. Now this is one of my favorite parts of the business. Bringing the products together, manufacturing, operations, supply chain. And before a product is brought into this room, it is blended. So we have bags at the beginning of the line of blended product, all the ingredients that go into that one specific product, and then it's sucked up through the auger and then distributed to bottles. And each bottle is bottled by weight. And we have people on the line who are verifying and checking those weights to ensure the proper amount of powder or product goes into each bottle. And it moves down the manufacturing lines where we add the scoopers, the lids, and then the labels at the end. But I love this part of the business. This gets me so excited being here, feeling it, seeing it all come together. This is the nuts and bolts of BPN, baby. And here's the beauty that comes off the manufacturing lines. So we started with powder. That powder was then dropped into the bottles, moves down the line. We have the scooper, the internal seal, the lid, the external seal, and then the label. Now, a few changes you're gonna start seeing to our product line, and specifically whey protein. You'll start seeing this NSF certified for sport logo on all of our products. We are transitioning from Informed Sport banned substance testing to NSF certified for sport banned substance testing. So you start seeing this NSF certified for sport logo on all of our products. Also, we have been transitioning our whey protein to natural sweeteners. So about half of the whey protein variants right now are naturally sweetened with stevia and monk fruit. But over the next couple of months, the entire whey protein line will be naturally sweetened. So just some changes you will start seeing and then we'll see in the future for the BPN product line. So every day this week we have product running on the manufacturing lines and a lot of the line time is allocated for G1M Sport. And as I've talked about the last couple months, we're seeing crazy growth with G1M Sport. And right now we're projecting that in 2025, we will produce and sell about 450,000 units of G1M Sport. So our supply chain team, Joe in particular, has been working really hard with our supplier of cluster dextrin to ensure that we have the amount of supply, inventory, and product required to keep producing the amount of G1M Sport we need for the demand planning that we're expecting over these next couple of months and into the future, next couple of years. So there's a lot of work being done by our supply chain team, our manufacturing team, our quality control team. But G1M Sport is just going wild right now. There's a lot of it running tonight on these same lines. So with the growth of a product-based company, it's really easy to think that as growth increases, it's just placing a production order for more X units of a certain product. And it kind of works like that, but there's so much more that goes into it. So we cannot grow at the rate we're growing, at the efficiency and productivity that we're growing without the team that we have. So I have to take a moment just to give a huge shout out and show a massive amount of appreciation for our internal team at BPN and our manufacturing partners. I think G1M Sport is a really good example where, as we've talked about, growth of that product alone is increasing significantly, massively, year over year. And in order to sustain that type of growth, our supply chain team, our operations team has to do a lot of work of demand planning, of working with suppliers, manufacturing, making sure we have the amount of ingredients that we need to manufacture that amount of product. Clear example, G1M Sport. In G1M Sport, there's 20 grams of carbohydrates per serving. Those carbohydrates come from one source, cluster dextrin. We're now ordering a lot of cluster dextrin in preparation for next year. So the entire cluster dextrin team came out to BPN HQ last week. We sat down, we did some demand planning, we did some forecasting, and then just really working towards a strategic partnership to make sure that we are able to get the amount of product required, in this case, one single ingredient, cluster dextrin, a carbohydrate source, in order to produce the 450,000 units we're going to need next year. And that's demand planning as of right now. If growth increases from now until then, we're going to need more cluster dextrin. We're going to have to make more product. So there's a lot of forward-thinking, backwards planning. There's a lot of proactive, just planning that goes into managing this type of growth. And that cannot be done by one person or even a few people, but an entire team of hardworking people. And I got to show appreciation and love for those people. Joe Pivots, you're one of those leading this charge, man. You're crushing it. So good job, brother. But there's a lot of you. There's a lot of you out there. Thank you. Thank you. So every week we have one big meeting for our leadership team, and we call it the Leadership L10, which we adopted from EOS, the Entrepreneurial Operating System. And that lasts 90 minutes. So in that meeting is myself, our COO, CFO, Josh, Vice President, Preston, Chief of Staff, Sarah, VP of Marketing, Maury, VP of Sales, Dallas, and Brand Director, Jordan. And I have one L10 each week with our leadership team, and I also sit in for an L10 with our brand team. And every department of our business has a weekly L10. We try not to host and hold a lot of meetings, especially a lot of unnecessary meetings here in the business, but each department does have an L10, which a roughly 90-minute meeting every week to get aligned and discussion topics, issues, problems, and create solutions. Sometimes I like just coming back in the warehouse and standing in here thinking of where we started and where we're at today. And to give context, when we first moved into this warehouse, which was 10,000 square feet, we didn't even have enough inventory to put on the bottom layer here. And we now operate out of 3 different buildings. So this one building starts over here and goes through that door there to the other side. And Context-wise, all of this right here is just whey protein and vegan protein. So we have vegan protein on this aisle. We got whey, lots of whey protein. It's one of our best-selling products in the entire line. But I like just coming into the warehouse and just thinking back to the years, the growth, the work, the passion, everything that has gone into building this business. So I have learned a lot over these 12 years of building BPN. I've learned a lot through wins and successes, but I've learned a whole lot more through failures, mistakes, missteps. And there have been a whole lot more of those than the wins and the successes. And if I have to boil down everything I've learned over this time to one key takeaway that I wish I could tell my younger self that would spare me from a lot of those mistakes, is that vision is absolutely critical and essential. And vision needs to come from, it could be a group of people, a leadership team, but really one person. And in a lot of cases and businesses, that is the founder. The vision is the direction in which we're heading, and also why we're heading that way. What is the goal? What is the mission? What is the intent, the end state? Why are we doing the things that we're doing? What's the reason behind those? And if you stop speaking about vision, if you stop sharing vision, if you stop vocalizing the vision, that creates confusion and people lose a sense of direction and purpose. I stepped out of the CEO role of the business for about a year, and then I moved back into the CEO role January of 2024. And from January 2024 up until now, I have dedicated a lot of my time to sharing and casting vision with this team. This is where we're going. This is why we're going there. This is the purpose. This is what I see. This is what I believe we need to and want to achieve. And with vision comes focus. And with focus, a byproduct of focus is reducing and minimizing and removing things that aren't working. So you can actually spend more time on meaningful parts of the business or projects or missions that actually contribute to building, to growing, to scaling, to impact. So these last couple months for me, I've spent a lot of my time in meetings, in discussions with a lot of different departments in BPN. And the goal there wasn't to micromanage or to control the business or people's job responsibilities and duties and ownership, but is to help guide where we're heading and why we're heading there. So that's where I spent a lot of my time the last couple of months. I mean, in meetings from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m., Monday through Friday. And now we have really strong department leads in different parts of the business who are executors. And they can take that vision and they can run with it. Now, I've learned that whether you're an entrepreneur, a business owner, a leader in some sort of organization, a leader of your family, there's a responsibility to own that vision, but there's also seasons and chapters of your life where you're going to be more heavily involved in parts of your life, and then there's seasons and chapters where you can step back and delegate and let people truly own and run with that vision. Last couple months was me being heavily involved in guiding, and now I'm moving into a chapter and season where I can let those department leads, those leaders, those managers, those directors take that vision and run with it. Vision isn't only important in business and building a brand and leading people, but it's also important in your own life. Because like I said, it provides you direction. It provides you purpose behind what you're working on, why you're working on it. Is there a reason we're doing what we're doing? Or are we doing things just because it feels like we're doing something? We want to be doing something. We want to be working on things that are focused, that are intentional, that move us towards where we want to go. And I now know and see that my role as the founder and CEO of BPN is that. It's being that visionary. It's sharing that vision and then letting the leaders of the business take that vision and execute. Ebbs and flows, seasons and chapters. But that's where I was the last couple months. And now that's where I'm moving into in this next chapter of, I guess, 2024 for BPN. Vision is so important for everyone's life. Now, this being overnight oats, the process started last night. So what I mix up is half a cup of old-fashioned oats. That's 40 grams. And then I add half a serving of pumpkin seeds. That's 15 grams. 1 scoop of our chocolate vegan protein powder. 1 scoop of our peanut butter whey protein powder. I add a little bit of almond milk and then water. Mix it up until it's kind of soupy. And then I put it in the fridge overnight. And then in the morning, what I add is a serving of honey, 150 grams of blueberries, and 40 grams of dates. And then I mix it up like this. And chocolate, peanut butter, blueberry, date, pumpkin seed, overnight oats. Test, 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 taste, test. All right, let's get a little bit of everything in here. We got the blueberries. We got the dates. It's all in there. Texture, sweetness, flavor. It's all there. Guys, give this a try for your pre-workout meal. I have this about 2 hours before I work out, before I train. Whoa! So good. This has been my favorite hat for this prep. This is the Sally McRae Stay Sturdy hat. And she gave me this when I was pacing her at Western States 100 this year. And I started wearing it for my training, and it's just become the Hyrox Prep 2024 cap. So here's today's training session. We got 2 parts. All right, part number 1, we're gonna be on the rower. It's 10 500-meter intervals with 60 seconds of rest in between each. So the goal is gonna be to hold very consistent splits. I'm gonna try and shoot for 1 minute 36 to 1 minute 37 seconds per 500-meter split or interval. And then part 2 of this workout is gonna be a 45-minute AMRAP, as many rounds as possible. Each round is 35 calories on the Echo bike, 25 wall balls, 800-meter run, which we're gonna do outside. 800 meters is 1 time around the business park, and then 35 calories ski. 2 parts, start rowing, then we're gonna wrap, AMRAP. So if you guys wanna do workouts on the rower, you can go into the computer here, and you can actually select workouts, or you can create workouts. So I'm gonna go in here, select workout. A part of the standard list, there's a few different workouts you can do. 2,000 meter row, 5,000 meter row, 10,000 meter row, 30 minute. There's also a 500 meter, 1 minute rest workout. So that's exactly what we're looking for. and we're gonna do 10 rounds of that. Here we go. Let's rip.
There's a gap in between. There's a gap where we begin. I'm sorry for
These first couple, heart rate's gonna be elevated. Just settling in. First 3 to 4, finding that rhythm, finding that groove, settle in, and just hold that effort, hold that pace. I love this workout personally. I do this about once a week, and I've seen my rowing significantly improve and my times decrease. All right, 5 seconds. How quickly you can recover in between sets with little rest periods is a sign of your current state of conditioning. So the more fit you become, the faster you recover in between these sets. Potential is achieved in the preparation. All these moments, the workouts, the training sessions, the diet, all of it is dialed in. It's preparation to achieve potential. Okay, 10 times 500 meters, 60 seconds rest in between. 136.4, 136.1, 136.1, 135.7, 135.4, 135.6, 135.4, 135.3, 135.3, 135.0. Super consistent. I'm really happy with those. So that's part number 1 of this workout. My rowing has improved, like I said, significantly just by spending more time on the rower, doing workouts like this. I've seen my fitness really build and develop over these last couple weeks. New style of training, new workouts, different stimulus. I'm really happy with these splits today. Really, really happy. So last week I saw Rich Ryan post a workout, and I took the structure of his workout, modified it a little bit, and he was using calories as the effort or the distance or duration of the movement in an AMRAP. I think in his case he was doing an EMOM. So whether you use calories as a segment of how long you're going to be on that machine, or time, or distance, for me it's just a good change of pace and just adds a variable that makes the workout a little bit more interesting. Instead of hopping on a machine and going for 500 meters, 750 meters, 1K, you know what, why not do calories? So the machines will calculate calories as you go longer, further, and you put out a bigger effort. So we're using calories on the ergs today. 45 minutes, baby. Let's let it rip. Tell you what, I love these big workouts. I love these big workouts. This is work. This is the work that I love to do. This is the work that makes a difference. This is the work where you grow. This is the good stuff. These are the bricks. Brick by brick, workout by workout, meal by meal. They're all bricks leading up to November 23rd, Hyrox, Dallas. All right, that's it. 4 full rounds, plus I did 1 round on the Echo bike. So I went for 45 minutes, 49 seconds, because I wanted to finish off that last rep. That was epic. That was a good one. Let's see, right now it is. That workout took altogether 90 minutes. So an hour and a half to hit that first portion, which was the row, and that second portion, which is the AMRAP. But that was some good compromised run training. Now, the last thing I want to show you to wrap up this workout, it's my socks. You gotta see the socks, they're drenched. Let's go outside, they're soaking wet. It got hot in Texas again. The second summer is here. Ready? Yeah. You know who makes really good socks? Probably my favorite socks to train in? Bandit. Bandit makes great socks. And as you can see, Gymshark makes great swim trunks. Moisture wicking. Oh, that's a training session. That was great. I loved that.